we are discussing about enzyme inhibition. Now, what do you mean by inhibition? That is reduction or decrease or to stop is called as inhibition. Now, what do you mean by enzyme inhibition? Till now, we have seen that enzymes are catalysts. Their catalytic activity is based on their active site. When substrate, they combine with the enzyme at their active site, there is a formation of enzyme substrate complex, and based on that enzyme, its activities depend. But there are many substances, there are many types of molecule exist which are capable of interfering with the activity of an individual enzyme. So, these compounds, now before that, please see here, this is the regular enzyme reaction. First one is the regular enzyme reaction, and that we have already discussed. Suppose this is the enzyme, it is the active site of the enzyme. Now this is the substrate molecule, its shape is just similar to the active site of the enzyme, so it can properly fix into this. There is a lock and key type of arrangement. Enzyme substrate complex is formed, and then after some time that substrate get converted into the product and enzyme becomes free. This is the general reaction of enzyme with the substrate. Here enzyme is acting as a catalyst. Now when there is a inhibition, now as I told you, there are some molecules which looks like the substrate. See here, this is not the original substrate, but it looks like the substrate, and it also has the part which can fix into the active site of the enzyme. So when it gets fixed into the enzyme, this molecule, it binds to the enzyme. Now as it binds to the enzyme at its active site, substrate cannot bind to the enzyme and there is no formation of product. That means here this substance is competing with the substrate. Such substance or such molecules are called as enzyme inhibitor. So we can define enzyme inhibitor as any molecule which acts directly on an enzyme to lower its catalytic rate or catalytic activity is called as enzyme inhibitor, or it is called as an inhibitor. That means inhibitor lowers the or decrease the catalytic activity of the enzyme. Now let's see the types of enzyme inhibition. There are broad two types of inhibition. One is reversible inhibition and irreversible inhibition. So as per name, reversible inhibition means which can get reversed easily, or when any inhibitor is attached to the enzyme, it can get removed and enzyme can do its activity again. While irreversible inhibition, the inhibition which cannot get reversed or which is irreversible in nature, means once the inhibitor is attached to the enzyme, then enzyme permanently loses its activity. That is called as irreversible inhibition. Here the reversible inhibition is again of three types, that is competitive inhibition, uncompetitive inhibition and non-competitive inhibition. So let's discuss one by one all these different types of inhibitions, then examples of these inhibitions and how they affects the Vmax, that is maximum velocity as well as the Km value of the enzyme catalyzed reaction. Now, first we will see what do you mean by reversible inhibition. As I told you, here the reaction can get reversed. So, the inhibitor binds non-covalently with the enzyme, and we know non-covalent bonds are comparatively weaker bonds, and hence the enzyme inhibition can be reversed if the inhibitor is removed, and that enzyme can act its normal catalytic activity. Means if inhibitor is attached to the enzyme, it cannot act as a catalyst. As soon as inhibitor is removed, and inhibitor can be easily removed because it is bind non-covalently. So once inhibitor is removed, inhibition can be start or inhibition can be reversed. That inhibition can be overcome by removing the inhibitor. So if inhibitor is removed, catalytic activity of enzyme can be regained and it can start working as a catalyst. Reversible enzyme inhibitors can be classified as competitive, non-competitive and uncompetitive. So first we will see what do you mean by competitive inhibition. As per name, competitive. So let's see what do you mean by competitive. So this diagram explain what do you mean by competitive inhibition. Please see this diagram carefully. Now here you can see this is the enzyme. Okay. Now this is the active site of the enzyme. Not this. This is the active site of the enzyme and this is the actual substrate molecule. But along with substrate there is inhibitor also. Now you can see both substrate and inhibitor both have the shape which can easily fix in the active site and which can form the enzyme substrate, or it can form the complex with the enzyme. Now here in competitive inhibition what happened? As substrate and inhibitor, as they closely resemble with each other, that means here substrate, inhibitor, it closely resemble with the substrate and it is regarded as a substrate analog. Inhibitor is regarded as a substrate analog. Here the inhibitor competes with the substrate and it binds at the active site of the enzyme. But as this is not a original substrate, so though it binds to the enzyme, there is a formation of enzyme inhibitor complex, but it doesn't lead into the reaction. So there is no reaction and no product is formed. But here what is happening? As inhibitor binding to the active site of the enzyme, so it is directly blocking the active site of the enzyme. Substrate cannot react with the enzyme and hence there is the decrease in catalytic activity of the enzyme. Here as there is a competition between substrate and inhibitor to combine with the enzyme. Why there is a competition? Because both substrate and inhibitor, they look like same. They have close structural similarities and hence as they compete with the substrate molecule to bind to the active site, this type of inhibition is called as competitive inhibition, and here the inhibitor is called as competitive inhibitor. Now, example of competitive inhibition, the best example is this. Now, the enzyme, this is the enzyme here, okay, this shape is enzyme. Here we are considering this is a succinate dehydrogenase, SDH. The enzyme succinate dehydrogenase, it is a classical example of competitive inhibition with succinic acid as its substrate. Now, here you can see this is a succinate. It is having 2 CH2 group and 2 carboxylate group. Now, this enzyme succinate dehydrogenase can work with the succinate, and there is a formation of enzyme substrate complex, and finally fumarate, the product is formed. It is a dehydrogenation reaction. 2 hydrogen atoms are removed and there is a formation of fumarate, that is the actual product. But problem is what? There is one more compound, that is malonate. Now if you can see, succinate is the actual substrate and malonate, which has similar structure to the succinate. You can see its structure is almost same, only they differ by 1 carbon atom. Here the malonate, it acts as a inhibitor, and this, if this in place of succinate, if this malonate get fixed with the enzyme, then there is a formation of enzyme inhibitor complex and there is no reaction and no product is formed. But this is a reversible inhibition. Though it is a competitive inhibition, there is a competition between succinate and malonate. Succinate is the actual substrate, but malonate is the inhibitor. And why there is a competition? Because they are structurally look-alike, and hence this is the best example of competitive inhibition. But competitive inhibition is a part of reversible inhibition. So this inhibition is reversed easily by adding more succinate, and the process can get start again. Now, these are the graphs. Here, if you remember, when we plot a graph between concentration of substrate and the velocity of the reaction, we get a rectangular hyperbola type of graph that we have already discussed in effect of concentration of substrate on the enzyme catalyzed reaction, rate of enzyme catalyzed reaction. Now here there are 2 plots. This plot we can say it is a Michaelis-Menten plot, MM plot, and this is called as Lineweaver-Burke plot. Now in this, when we plot concentration of substrate with the velocity of the reaction, now here this black, it indicates it is for the substrate or it is a normal enzyme reaction. But if the inhibitor is present, then the rate of reaction is decreased and we get this pink color hyperbola. Now here we can see that for both the reaction, Vmax is same. Vmax is unchanged. For competitive inhibition, Vmax is unchanged, but the value of Km is increased. When inhibitor is there, value of Km is increased. That means Vmax remains the same. However, the inhibitor increases the apparent Km value. The same type of plot, that is a Lineweaver-Burke plot, when the plot is between 1 upon or reciprocal of the substrate concentration and the reciprocal of the velocity of the reaction. Then this line is for normal enzyme catalyzed reaction or in presence of substrate, and this pink line is for inhibitor. Here also you can see Vmax remains same, however Km value is changed and there is a increase in the Km value for the competitive inhibition. Now at high substrate concentration, the action of competitive inhibitor is overcome because a sufficiently high substrate concentration will successfully compete out the inhibitor molecule in binding to the active site. We know that in competitive inhibition, there is a competition between inhibitor and the substrate. But if substrate concentration is increased, then this competition can be overcome, because if there is a high substrate concentration, then they can successfully compete out the inhibitor and they can directly bind to the active site of the enzyme. So this is all about competitive inhibition, because there is a competition between substrate and inhibitor. Remember one thing, in competitive inhibition, Vmax remain unchanged whether it is substrate or inhibitor, but Km value is increased with the inhibitor.